I visited on cruise ship. I was out for 7 days. When we returned to Mumbai, my car was parked in Mumbai and we had a good evening with my friends. At the night, I felt something was not correct. Just one mind was telling कि normal है, 7 दिन बाहर हो, कुछ गलत खाया पिया है. You had a sleepless night couple of times. होली के दिन थे. Particular heaviness in chest. There was no chest pain, but symptoms were different. And I had read it somewhere कि they vary from patient to patient.
See, we are just looking at his physical activity, okay, but we are not looking at other risk factor we are accumulating. As I said, he was smoking,
chronic smoker,
overweight he was, stress factor probably, eating bad habit, lot of risk factors. So just exercise is not going to correct everything.
One bad thing I did was I drove with my family. That was a crazy thing, as I say again and again. I took a huge risk. But on that particular evening, Tuesday evening, I took a decision and I just rushed to hospital.
In corporate language, they call time is money, right? In our language, we call it as time is equal to muscle.
Muscle, yeah.
So as early you restore the blood supply, you will save the muscle. And this heart muscle, unfortunately, brain and heart, these are two organs which once damaged, recovery is really very difficult.
Trust your doctors. Moment you trust your doctors, your 50% work is done. So he said, take a notebook, write down all the suggestions, thank all the people who are giving you suggestions, don't fight with them, don't argue with them. If the patient asks good questions, the doctors are very happy to answer them. And I've asked many questions to sir and ma'am and they always answer me कि ये करो, ये मत करो, ये करने से ये loss होगा, ये करने से कुछ फायदा होने वाला है, if you feel good to do it. So I'm not afraid of those things now. And I would like to tell people that accept, trust and follow your doctors.
Welcome to a breakthrough in medical storytelling. For the first time, we are bringing two worlds together. The one who lives the illness and the one who treats it. We bring you a rare conversation, a patient who ignored symptoms and the doctor who discovered not just one but two dangerous blockages. In this new format of Sahyadri Health Talks, the patient's raw human experience sits right beside doctor's scientific clarity. Real stories, real medicine, real conversation that can save lives. Welcome to a podcast experience like no other, where the doctor and the patient come together to tell one story that matters. Joining us today is Dr. Palshikar, a senior consultant cardiologist with over 20 plus years of expertise in interventional cardiology and advanced cardiac care. Regarded as one of Pune's leading heart specialists, he is widely known for his mastery in complex and high-risk cardiac procedures. With an impressive clinical track record and a commitment to innovation, Dr. Palshikar has been instrumental in advancing cardiac care within the hospital settings. His practice is defined by clinical excellence, precision, and compassionate patient-centric treatments. Also joining us today is our special guest, Mr. Pradip Namjoshi. He brings with him a powerful personal journey and valuable insights. Let's hear this story in his own words.
Hello everyone. My name is Pradip Namjoshi. I am a chartered accountant by profession. I work as a finance consultant freelancer after working as CFO for almost 25 years. I also give lectures on finance and accounts. I talk to many industries, many industrialists and MSME. Also, my wife runs one NGO called Sarthak Welfare Foundation and I work there as a CFO. In 2022, I suffered a cardiac problem. I underwent angioplasty. It was done at Sahyadri Hospital by Dr. Palshikar sir. I thought it would be nice to share my experiences as a patient and as a recovered person. Life has never been same, but it's not bad at all. I'm still enjoying my life. I travel a lot. I work as a CFO still. I do regular exercise. I have got out of my bad habits, and it is really nice if some of the patients or some of other people get benefit because of my experience. So I am visiting Sahyadri Health Podcast and I would like to share my experiences with Dr. Palshikar sir.
Sahyadri Health Talks. I'm Dr. Tushita, and today we are here with another exciting episode of Sahyadri Health Talks. Why exciting? Because this time I have two guests with me. Welcoming Mr. Pradip Namjoshi.
Hello.
Welcome on Sahyadri Health Talks, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
And our very own Dr. Palshikar.
Hello.
How are you, sir?
Absolutely fine.
So first of all, I want to thank both of you for giving us this time, and especially to you, sir, because I know talking about something which happened and the lives were at stake is not very easy, but we are very happy that you agreed to do this, and can't thank enough sir also, because he gave us some time from his busy schedule. So before we get started with the intense discussion that we are going to do, so when I was talking to both of you before the shoot and discussing about it, I felt this is more kind of not a doctor and patient relationship which you share, but more kind of two friends. So how long have you been knowing each other?
I know sir since last 3.5 years, couple of days before my angioplasty. But I know Dr. Vaishali Pathak for more than 9 years now.
Acha.
And fortunately, at least 10 or 12 family members have been her patient. And 4 or 5 out of them are sir's patient also.
Acha.
So I know them for quite some time, and including my daughter, my wife, my father-in-law, my mother-in-law, everybody is their patient.
So it's like a family.
Yes.
And plus we have common passion, travel.
Oh, is
He's
it?
an avid traveler, we are
So what's
avid
the number?
travelers.
What's the score going on right now?
40 plus countries,
In how many years you have done that?
around 15 years.
Yeah, and we must have done around 32, 34 countries.
Wow, that's
So
some.
that binds us.
Yes. So while I was going through the entire case of yours, and I saw that you were quite active. Like you used to do walking, and even you played table tennis. So did you ever thought that you might land up into a condition like this?
I think you are starting this interaction with a very difficult question. In my view, every educated person who is exposed to WhatsApp, Facebook, internet, or many books is aware of his or her own physical condition. In my case, I was a smoker. I feel bad about it now. I used to enjoy it that time. I am still overweight. I had hyperlipids. I caught up with hypertension quite early at my age. So I was aware that there is a risk factor. But वो मराठी में कहावत है कि कोंबडं झाकल्यामुळे सूर्य उगवायचा राहत नाही. Everybody keeps on postponing it.
अच्छा.
कि आज नहीं होगा मेरे साथ.
अच्छा.
डिनायल मोड कहो या कुछ भी कहो, बट वी नो कि होने वाला है, कभी ना कभी आने वाला है. इट्स लाइक कैटरैक्ट, कभी ना कभी आने वाला है, बट आज नहीं होगा. सो I was also aware of it, what were my risk factors, what I was playing with. During COVID, unfortunately, my smoking went up, exercise came down, and the bad things started piling up. So I was very much aware of it, but I kept on postponing.
So tell our audience actually what happened and why are you here today? What story are you going to share with our audience today?
Actually, I was aware of all these things, but in March 22, rather January 22, I met with COVID, and February I recovered fully. In March, I visited on cruise ship. I was out for 7 days. We visited Goa, we visited Lakshadweep. It was quite a good trip. A lot of things restricted, a lot of things enjoyed. When we returned to Mumbai, my car was parked in Mumbai, and we had a good evening with my friends. At the night, I felt something was not correct. I had some acidity bouts, and just one mind was telling कि normal है, 7 दिन बाहर हो, कुछ तो कुछ गलत खाया पिया है. You had a sleepless night, couple of times, होली के दिन थे. बट एक माइंड बोल रहा था कि नहीं, जो लग रहा था पहले से कुछ न होने वाला है. सो समथिंग इज नॉट करेक्ट. दैट पर्टिकुलर हेवीनेस इन चेस्ट, देयर वाज नो चेस्ट पेन, बट सिम्टम्स वर डिफरेंट, एंड आई हैड रेड इट समवेयर कि दे वेरी फ्रॉम पेशेंट टू पेशेंट. सो कुछ तो मन में लग रहा था कि सही नहीं है, कुछ तो गलत है. स्टिल आई केप्ट ऑन पोस्टपोनिंग दैट फॉर द नाइट.
Sir is just giving a smile there.
I have heard his podcast earlier, and now I realize even immediately after that, when I rushed to the clinic and the diagnosis, that will speak after some time. But I just knew something is not correct. That's how it started with. So even at that time, I drove from Mumbai to Pune with my family. I attended a function in between, and that was the crazy thing I
So,
did.
what happens? I mean, typically, this is a very common thing which happens, right? That, like, patient often gets confused with the chest burn, acidity, enokhalia, you know. So, what do you have to say here?
Frankly, this is our defense mechanism. We called it as denial factor.
Yes.
Everybody thinks this is not going to happen with me. Unfortunately, yesterday night it happened in the Kothur Sahyadri. Young guy, 45 years old, came to casualty. We took an ECG, showed little changes. We tried to convince him that, I mean, get admitted, get under observation. He went home, came with massive attack, and we could not save him. So it was absolutely denial factor. I mean, everybody thinks that we see somebody getting a heart attack, angioplasty, bypass something. We always think that this is not going to happen with me. I'm very healthy. So that's the factor. I mean, accepting that, and it's really very difficult that you imagine something happening to your heart is that is our defense mechanism, but we need to be aware.
But as sir was saying that, you know, he was quite active. He was, you know, walking, playing table tennis. So what do you have to say, like, for such patients who are quite active but they report with a blockage, and we will come to his case there. But then, what message do you have for people out there?
See, we are just looking at his physical activity, okay, but we are not looking at other risk factor which are accumulating. As I said, he was smoking,
Chronic smoker.
overweight he was, stress factor probably, eating bad habits, and lot of risk factors. So just exercise is not going to correct everything, okay, we have to manage lot of risk factors, we call it as. If we manage that, then it is okay. Otherwise, just doing one thing right doesn't make other things negative.
So as you were saying, right, that you were in Mumbai and then you felt that chest discomfort, but still you drove back to Pune. So you did everything which was in your regular routine. What finally pushed you to see him?
Actually, next day morning, I drove back to Pune. It was Sunday. Monday, I attended my office, but throughout the day, that thought was in my mind that Saturday night कुछ तो गलत हुआ था. Plus, entire Monday morning से Monday evening तक it kept on feeling कि कुछ तो गलत है, या I was having some weakness. And being a regular traveler, or even my exercise, etc., I knew that this weakness was different. कुछ तो अलग है. So Monday evening, actually, I called the clinic, Cardiomed clinic, and they told me, both the doctors were not there. It was quite late in the evening. So they said, अगर कुछ urgency है, rush to hospital. Don't wait. Not a single minute. But अगर नहीं है, vitals are okay. If you want to visit tomorrow, come down without any appointment. We'll take care of it. That throughout the night also, I was like not having any pain or discomfort, but I had that fear in my mind कि the day has come. कि I knew कभी ना कभी आने वाला है, आ गया है. So I was aware of the surroundings, I was aware of my condition, and that kept me pushing कि नहीं, I can't wait for it now. So I have to take the step. If I have to undergo a surgery or anything else, I can't push it. So fortunate, one bad thing I did was I drove with my family. That was a crazy thing, as I say again and again, कि I took a huge risk.
Huge risk.
But on that particular evening, Tuesday evening, I took a decision and I just rushed to hospital. कि now I can't wait.
So how does a timely, visit of a patient, like he was lucky enough that he could drive and still reach to you on time. So how does a timely visit to a doctor influences the outcome of it?
Yeah, this the concept of golden hour, we call it as, after heart attack. Earlier you get treated, your heart muscle gets saved. In corporate language, they call time is money, right? In our language, we call it as time is equal to muscle.
Muscle, yeah.
So as early you restore the blood supply, you will save the muscle. And this heart muscle, unfortunately, brain and heart, these are two organs which once damaged, recovery is really very difficult. So you have to save them before it's damaged. So that time period, time window is very important.
So when you saw him in your, in your clinic, so what was the first thing that you noticed and you knew that something is wrong?
See, the patient's appearance, his facial expressions, the way he walks, This is what we call it as clinical medicine, whereby we try to judge patient looking at the patient when he walks inside the door. The feel he gives me, it's not exactly sixth sense you can say, but it is the medical experience it accumulates, and you know that something is wrong with the patient. Then comes the investigation, and of course always try to listen to patient's story. And that is why I insist. I mean, let patient speak and tell his symptoms in his own world. Okay, not even the relatives. That will tell you that what is going wrong.
So how difficult was it for you? Because he was there was a phase of time when he was in denial that nothing will happen to me. Then finally he realized that something is wrong and he came to you. So how was that conversation?
I'll
Yes,
interrupt
please.
at this place. Actually, I visited Vaishali Pathak ma'am.
Acha.
And I explained her that I have traveled and I have come back the day before yesterday, and these were the symptoms. And she immediately said, no, this is not the normal you, and just will take the ECG. She did the ECG, and she asked me, there is a problem. I can see some variation, and we need to consult a cardiologist right away. So she was very nice to ask me whether you want to show it to Palshikar sir or anybody else. She didn't insist on anything, but she said time is crucial and there is something
Whatever
problem.
you do, make it fast.
Immediately.
Yeah.
So I said, I don't want to go anywhere else and start anything. I would rather request sir, if he has got time, let him see. So he walked out and he did my 2D echo, and they discussed, and they said, no, you have to get further investigations as early as possible. They were standing in near the 2D echo table, and I could feel that there was something problem.
So were you nervous at that point?
Yeah, I was scared. And after that, Pathak madam told me, ki, let me speak to your wife, because I went to the clinic alone.
Achha.
So she asked me whether she should speak to my wife and explain. So I said, nothing doing. I went back home, I explained my wife. Again, my wife asked the same question. Do you want to take a second opinion? So I said, no, nothing doing. I knew there is a problem. I know it is confirmed there has to be done something about it, and I want to get it done as quickly as possible. It was Tuesday evening, I remember 7:30. They changed some medication. Pathak ma'am gave me a list of to-dos and don'ts, and she asked me कि अगर कुछ भी लगता है during the night, during next day or something, rush to any of the hospitals, Sahyadri Hospital ho, Devani, which was just 2 lanes away from my house. So she said, rush to any place, but make sure that you are in safe hands immediately. Even if you have slightest of the doubts, don't waste a single moment. And that was Tuesday evening. Thursday I was in the hospital, 8 o'clock at Sahyadri Hospital, and then
the story.
But let's accept he's a daredevil, right? So he drove from Bombay and then he went to the clinic alone.
I mean,
and he tried to
that is the
convince his wife.
extreme.
Yeah,
That's the
absolutely.
epitome of कि मुझे कुछ नहीं होगा.
Exactly.
absolutely, yeah.
कि
No,
मुझे
and
कुछ नहीं हो सकता.
the funniest thing is on Thursday morning when we wanted to drive from Mahatma Society to Sahyadri.
Thursday also you wanted to
my
drive?
wife, my daughter, and me, 3 went to the hospital. And I said, instead of you 2 driving, I will drive. You just sit back.
Let me drive, park the car, and get inside the cab.
I will be better in the driver's seat, comfortable, rather than thinking, "Tum kya gaadi
But
chala?"
that's not a right message.
That's not a right message. I've been telling it from the first question that I did couple of mistakes in that time. Rather, I should have seen somebody in Mumbai also, because I had couple of good friends in Mumbai, some doctors also. I'm born and brought up from Mumbai. I've got friends in Mumbai, and I should have taken help right there. Luckily, I did not get a major damage or major arrest or some bad episode on the way.
While I was going through the reports of yours, I saw EF was lesser than 45%. So can you help us understand what does this mean and how dangerous it is?
Yeah. So when we do 2D echo, everybody must have heard about ejection fraction.
Yes.
Okay, everybody talks in percentage. So that is the pumping power of your heart. As we say horsepower of a car, we talk in percentage for the heart pumping. So let us understand that heart never functions 100%. The ejection fraction, the pumping power is 50 to 80%, which is the normal. I mean, hypernormal is 80, 50 is you just pass the exam. So this tells me if the ejection fraction drops down, that there is some damage or lack of blood supply to a particular area of the heart, and that part of the area cannot contribute to the pumping of the heart. So the ejection fraction drops down. In his case, it was around 45%. It was not out of 100, it was out of, let's say, 60% to 45%. So it was the drop, and it showed me that something is wrong. See, whenever I see a patient or any cardiologist sees patient, first thing we do is a ECG. If something wrong is there, we treat directly. We do TROP-T, CPKMB, these type of tests to ascertain whether there was a heart attack. The next test comes the 2D echo. 2D echo usually is done to see the pumping of the heart, indirect blood supply of the heart. Of course, I mean, many people ask me whether 2D echo will show the blockages there. Okay, it is not possible. I mean, the resolution 2D echo has got is much lesser than what we do in angiography. Otherwise, I would have done angioplasties in my clinic. So, 2D echo is the second part. And then third part is stress test. So if you are okay, you will go from ECG to 2D echo and then to the stress test. If I stop at 2D echo and I can see something, that is more dangerous.
True.
That means that patient is not eligible to go for a stress test, because 2D echo
2D
itself
echo,
is showing
it's,
some
I mean, you are
changes.
getting stuck at the second level
Absolutely.
itself, so no point taking him there. So now that we have spoken about the tests that were done, and finally you reached the hospital on the day of, that was the Thursday, and your procedure was scheduled. So tell us, how was your, what was running in your mind when you entered the cath lab? Because that was something which was a little, overwhelming for you. So tell us about it.
I have relived that day many times.
Do you still
afterwards
have
also.
that memory fresh?
Yeah. I had to take some external help also after that. My daughter is a psychologist. I spoke with her a couple of times. And the day was scary to start with. Fortunately, we started around 9:30 in the morning. Sir did first angiography, and he explained me and my family, they were standing outside, that there are two blockages, and one we will remove it or treat it quickly. I think it was RCA was treated quickly. It was 95% or slightly lesser, and that was done, stenting was done quite quickly. It was done through my, I think, right hand only. And the second one was the most crucial one, LED. So that he explained me, it is quite difficult and it is calcified. And I remember he had called Pathak ma'am also. She visited in cath lab. She spoke with me that we are going to attempt this. If it does not happen smoothly, probably we'll take next day some other action, or we'll think of it later on. Don't worry about that. So they asked me, are you comfortable doing that? So during the entire procedure also, sir asked me 2-3 times, the anesthetist, I think Shantanu sir was there. So he asked me a couple of times, are you okay? Are you? Because that entire process, the probe touching your chest and that sounds, and they were quite nasty. And it's like, for me, I was experiencing it for the first time. So it was scary, but I knew something is good going on, something there work. The second part which he did, I saw sir, I was not able to see him, but I was able to see the movements in the cath lab, and everybody was standing so with a serious this thing. Sir was giving commands, give me this pressure, give me this catheter, give me this, give me that. And I was like, kya chal raha hai? It was like he was fighting with something. And that was going for quite some time. I don't remember exact time, but something around an hour or plus or something. And it was done, even the anesthetist sir, he kept on asking me, ki, if you have any problem, let me know, focus on your breathing, just relax, try to. After, I think, some 1.5 hour or something, there was a problem that I was quite feeling cold, and it was a metal table or something, and I was feeling cold. So I said, I may pass urine now. So he said, relax, we are taking care of everything. You just focus on your breathing and you just remain calm and quiet. If you have any discomfort, anytime you let us know, we'll stop. We'll take a break. We'll think about alternate. So just focus, relax, we'll take care of it. So he asked me, do you want us to proceed? Are you okay? So I said, you take care of my heart and I'm ready to bear anything. So it was quite a conversation going on. I was kept relaxed. I was asked to focus on my breathing, asked to focus on my overall this thing. But they were fighting. They were doing something really good. And after the procedure was done, the entire team had a cheer. They were like, achieved something, done something. And I didn't realize at that time. So even the Shantanu sir, he said, you are quite brave to hold it for 2 hours. And it was quite something different had happened. And on the way out, sir also said, Ki, we have done something different and we have saved you from bypass.
So I think there is a reason why we call him a man with magical hands.
Absolutely.
And so, sir, 150 minutes of this procedure is what I have heard. And it was a retrograde attempt. What were the challenges that you faced?
See, whenever a artery gets blocked 100%, more than 3 months, we call it chronic total occlusion. So usually when we do the angioplasty, what you have to do is pass a wire across the block. If it is 99% passing wire becomes very easy. Then you dilate with a balloon and put a stent, simple, 10 minutes, 15 minutes job. But with arteries 100% blocked, we have to drill through the block and get to the distal vessel. Then only this angioplasty is possible. Otherwise, patient has to go for a bypass surgery. Now, funnily, or on a serious note, we can say, Japanese people have got a spiritual belief that if you open your chest for the bypass surgery, your soul goes away. You become a zombie, आप भूत बन जाते हो. So they never allowed you to open up the chest for bypass surgery. तो फिर धीरे धीरे the people developed a technique called as retrograde angioplasty, which is very advanced. Not even Western countries they developed, and it has spread over the world where I got trained from. So retrograde is one artery is 100%. You cannot directly go through the blockage. So what you do is the opposite side artery, you go down, go across the collateral. You must have heard 2 arteries connected by the collateral. You through the collaterals and climb up the block from the opposite side. This is called as retrograde angioplasty. This is a very skilled procedure, very risky procedure. It needs lot of experience and lot of alertness from the every of the team. Team should be understanding what is doing. Probably he was one of the early adapters. I did retrograde angioplasties. So these type of angioplasty need crossing from opposite side, coming up. You have to go from the radial artery. The wire will come through the femoral artery. So imagine your wire is crossing across the heart and into the femoral artery, and that is how you balloon and do the retrograde. So this is a special technique, usually takes 2-3 hours. That is why it took to cross. So it was not getting cleared antegradally, so I needed to go for retrograde. And when we cross retrograde and the wire comes from the other side, then everybody is like cheering up. That was the moment.
That was the moment. So now you know what were those instructions, ki give me this, give me that, because it was a huge procedure which was going on. So sir, as during these procedures, the patients are usually completely aware. I mean, they are not anesthetized, right?
Actually, we forget many times. I mean, as a team, when we are so engrossed in the procedure and the technicality that we forget that patient is conscious. And patient is scared. I mean,
and listening
what
to
is happening for 2 hours.
I was coming to that in such situations where the patient is fully conscious and he can hear, and as he was saying that, he could hear every word that was being spoken inside the cath lab, but he understood and he had the confidence on you that he is in the safe hands. So he just went with the flow, and the only thing which he was worried about, that I'm feeling chill. So how does a patient cooperation in such situation matters, and how do you handle if a patient is going through anxiety, which usually comes? So how do you deal with such situation?
It is usually conscious sedation, we call it as, little giving anxiolytic so that patient calms down. We have anesthetists usually for the standby. He sedates little bit, but then he is trying to converse with the patient. See, we want to know what patient is feeling, whether it's a chest pain, some brain-wise something going wrong, his BP and everything. So, given a choice, we want patient to be conscious, and that's the beauty of the angioplasty. We don't want patient like bypass absolutely knocked down and he comes awake after 5 hours. So angioplasty is a procedure whereby you do it non-invasively without tearing everything, and then patient gets back to life early. So that is the beauty of angioplasty.
So sir, how was the feeling? I mean, you literally avoided a complete bypass and went through this retrograde procedure, and the patient successfully came out of it. So how was the feeling after doing this?
Yeah, something doing, I mean, cardiology is very rewarding. I mean, when you stop a heart attack, you open the blocked artery, it gives immediate effect and relief to the patient. So that's a rewarding about the cardiology.
About the entire procedure. What was the most
About
emotional
this,
part of
I
it?
have seen patients suffering after bypass, putting the pads
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
are not
The
able
recovery
to.
is definitely quite
Painful also.
painful and
So
long.
when everybody said, sir also said that okay, we have successfully avoided the bypass. So that was the most
Emotional moment for
emotional
you?
moment for me. Ki, wow. And I had seen them work a couple of times. I had seen on some YouTube or this thing that what is angioplasty? They just pass something and do it. But really, when it was done for couple of hours, it was not a 15 minutes or just a child play. वो वीडियो में दिखता है 2 मिनट में कर दिया और बाहर आ गए. It was like 2 hours they were working and 5 or 6 people standing. I think Dr. Manju ma'am was also there. Dr. Pathak ma'am, she walked
And
in.
he remembers all the names.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
I said I've lived that particular procedure many times in my dreams. And Pathak ma'am walked in couple of times. The anesthetist, he was holding my hand and asking me questions. Sir was giving a lot of commands. So actually, this case, my case paper was shared with one of my friend's son. He's a cardiologist in New York. So when he visited in Pune after, I think 6 months after my procedure, so after seeing that paper, he said, we don't dare to do this. That was the one line he gave a certificate about his work. Another cardiologist from New York telling me that we don't,
We don't
dare
dare
to
to
do.
touch this case.
We don't dare. We sent it for bypass. We don't dare to do.
Probably it hasn't reached from Japan to US.
True that. So post surgery, when you heard that the entire procedure was successful and you are safe now, what was the first promise that you made to yourself?
I'll not smoke again.
I knew this.
Sir was quite cool enough to tell me what to do and what not to do. So he gave me some 5 golden rules that watch your mouth, you will not eat anything nonsense.
So let's recap those rules
Yes,
for our audience.
yes.
Huh? So the first rule is
No tobacco.
no tobacco.
Zero.
So how many cigarettes were you smoking before this?
Actually, during COVID, it went up. When I started working from my home, my office was locked. It was uncontrolled. So 5, 6, 7 also in a day. First rule was
No tobacco.
nothing. Don't. Second was watch your food intake and medicines. Third was exercise is a must, which I do still. My today's count is 7,000 steps. So
Already.
I've done, me and my wife have done our rigorous brisk walk today. And I'll be playing table tennis in the evening. So that's a schedule.
Acha.
So continue with exercise,
That was rule
control
3.
your food and medicines, manage your stress. So as I am a consultant chartered accountant, I give CFO advisory services. So whatever stress you meet always, you have to be careful. Don't overstep in that. Enough is enough.
So if you have to say a quick tip about how did you manage your stress? I mean, see, stress management is huge. I mean, it doesn't come overnight. But what is that one line? See, it's very easy to say, don't stress. Or stress mat lo yaar. But stress mat lo bolne se stress nahi chala jata. So what is your golden mantra when you feel that situations, in the situations where you are getting too much stressed?
Diversion. I diversify my mind.
You
Traveling hai, sports hai, music hai. I'm a classical music lover. So keep focusing on something else. If the stress is too much here, do something else.
Okay.
Keep on doing a lot of things. Always keep yourself busy.
Acha.
So one thing I just wanted to add that I was never a couch potato, though I am overweight or I had higher lipids earlier also. My activity levels were good, and I have made it a point that I keep those activities level as high as possible. With madam's guidance and sir's guidance, I'm improving every day. Like we are trying to build muscle strength. We are trying to do cardio more and more. So ma'am always tells me that if you are tired with playing table tennis, start with swimming.
Acha.
If you are tired with swimming, start with gym exercise. So keep on doing, keep on improving yourself. This is a process. This is not a event that ये हो गया, exam pass हो गया and इसके बाद कुछ नहीं है, result आ गया. It is a process and you have to keep on improving. So I feel another 10 years down the line, if you ask me the question, I'll say still I'm improving. I'll keep on adding something new. I'll keep on learning something new, and that's how you have to keep it. And positive. You have to be positive. So like I have traveled so much, I want to travel more. I have conducted so many lectures. I am a lecturer for finance. So I want to do more. I want to teach more students. I have advised so many clients. I want to do more. So I don't want to stop it. a year ago or something, during my normal regular visits to sir, I said, "Abhi kantala aa gaya, I want to retire from work." So he said, "Don't do that, because we both of us visit Solaris Club, and the motto is, don't want to grow old. Just keep on doing whatever you want to, change things, keep on doing." That's
So the EF fraction which we were talking about, right? It improved from 45% to 66% within 10 days. An amazing recovery story, definitely. So what do you have to say about it?
See, once we taken out the blockages, the blood supply improved and that muscle started contracting, and that contributed to normalization of the ejection fraction. That tells a good news that there was no permanent damage. Probably muscle were hibernating, what we call it, as they were not contracting properly. They were trying to conserve themselves from dying out. Thankfully, his heart muscles were live. Only thing, they lacked blood supply. After restoring, they started functioning. So that was a good story.
That was a good story. So how does it feel now to see him after so many years?
Absolutely. I see him in the gym playing, and he's very enthusiastic guy. So he doing table tennis and gym workout. I feel really very happy. He's living a normal life. Ultimately, our aim is to normalize the lifestyle, basically, what you are living.
Definitely, sir. So what would be a final closing message to all our viewers who might be, knowing that something I'm doing which is wrong, but in denial mode?
final message, I would slightly divide it in 2 or 3 parts.
Sure, please.
First part is acceptance. Even before such attack, everybody is aware कि कुछ तो कुछ गलत कर रहे हो, तो ये कभी ना कभी रिस्क ऊपर आने वाला है. So the more you have acceptance, actually you are ready for the day. If you know कुछ तो problem होने वाला है, then rush to the help. Don't be shy. Don't wait for something bad to happen, or you are unconscious, then somebody takes you to hospital. Just go. Second part is, when you are in the process, when you are under the treatment, trust your doctors fully. I always feel that I have full trust in ma'am, I have full trust in sir. जो करना है वो लोग करेंगे. Whatever they are doing is for my betterment. In today's media, today's world, we listen to a lot of wrong things being happening. कोई किसी को ये कर रहा है, कोई हॉस्पिटल गलत फायदा उठा रहा है. They don't tell कि एक चीज गलत हो रही है, but on the same day or same month 10,000 things have done good. Nobody points out that. So you want to be out of that 10,000 good people, not the one which has suffered. So don't keep those negative things. Always trust your doctors. Moment you trust your doctors, your 50% work is done. Let them do the work. And remaining 50% comes when they tell you to do this, do this, do this. I remember when I was discharged, I think 8th or 10th day I visited the clinic, and sir ko maine pucha ki these are the suggestions. So he said, take a notebook, write down all the suggestions, thank all the people who are giving you suggestions, don't fight with them, don't argue with them. Bring that notebook to clinic, read it, enjoy it, but follow whatever I tell you.
सुनो सबकी, करो डॉक्टर की.
Karo doctor ki, not your own also. So he told me coolly, thank all those people. Don't fight with them. नहीं, ऐसा है.
So you were actually flooded with lot of.
Yeah. WhatsApp University gives you thousands. वो लहसुन खाओ, ये exercise करो, उल्टा लटको, कुछ भी बोल देते. So the best thing you should do is follow your doctor. Even after this treatment, I underwent 3 surgeries for my dental implants. I have done 9 implants, 15 extractions. So I contacted sir. Even the dental surgeon, he asked him ki which anesthesia should be used, how the bleeding should be controlled, and everything was managed with his advice. Everything is cool, everything is calm. I keep on asking them good questions, many questions, and both of them, or rather all the doctors, including my dentist, including my ophthalmologist, if the patient asks good questions, the doctors are very happy to answer them. And I've asked many questions to sir and ma'am, and they always answer me कि ये करो, ये मत करो, ये करने से ये loss होगा, ये करने से ये कुछ फायदा होने वाला है. If you feel good to do it. So I'm not afraid of those things now, and I would like to tell people that accept, trust, and follow your doctors. That is the golden.
That's the golden word you have. And what's the one final message you want to give out to him?
Just always thankful to them, both of them. in my family, a lot of people, a lot of relatives I have sent to them, and everybody is thankful to them. The confidence is with them. Day before yesterday, my wife complained of some acid bout and all. I immediately rushed. So he said, "Ki kya hai? Why you are worried?" So I said, "I don't want to do the same mistake which I
Which you
did for
did.
myself."
Yeah, this time he was very careful.
So I said, I don't want to do it on Saturday evening कि अरे मैं पहले ही लेके जाना चाहिए था. So I did that, and so within 5 minutes he said, नहीं कुछ नहीं, everything is normal, the 2D echo is normal. Last 2 days she is happy, I am happy. So it's better to be in touch with your doctor, take care of your health, because this is a stressful world outside, and as I'm like growing old, it's not very easy.
Yeah.
So there are a lot of questions, and just one word to him is thank you always.
So, what would be your final message to all our viewers who are listening to this?
I think the awareness about the heart diseases, the risk factors, and the denial factor should be crux of this podcast probably. Anything can happen to anybody. Now the old concept that somebody getting a heart attack in 50s, 60s, 40s, it hasn't remained. People do get heart attack in their 20s. No risk factor barred. Non-diabetic, non-hypertensive, non-smoker do get heart attacks. Even females, we used to say menstruating female usually don't get heart attack, but now it has become so common. So don't be under impression. The society should not be under impression that nothing can happen to anybody. So anything can happen. You only don't get scared with the social media. You need to be aware and be cautious. Suppose you get a symptom at night. People don't, I mean, they are so bothered. I mean, how can I ring up my doctor? Who is going to pick up? No clinic is going to be open. But try to remember at 3 o'clock, every casualty in every hospital is open. Okay. Yesterday night incident, I told the patient came there, we took a ECG. That ECG was reported by me. It was instructed by me to start with an antiplatelet, I mean the blood thinners, and get him admitted in ICU. So you have to believe, I mean you are going to the casualty at 3 o'clock, something must be serious. I mean you cannot say yourself that I am fine and nothing is going to happen. In between we heard that one media personality who had chest discomfort, sweating in night, एंड उठ के बैठ गया, कोई डॉक्टर नहीं. सो उसकी मदर ने उसको पानी पिला दिया, सहला दिया, सो गया, सुबह उठा ही नहीं. सो दिस इज हाउ हैपन्स. आई मीन पीपल डोंट अंडरस्टैंड कि हमको कुछ हो सकता है, डॉक्टर का अप्रोच करना चाहिए. चलो ऐसे हो जाएगा कि आपको हार्ट बर्न है, आपको एसिडिटी है, आप जाओगे कैजुअलिटी, इसी निकालोगे, बीपी देखोगे, डॉक्टर बोलेगा सब अच्छा है, आप घर चले जाओ, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. एक एफर्ट ज़्यादा हो जाएगा, मगर ये 100 एफर्ट में अगर एक लाइफ सेव होता है, इवन सिंगल लाइफ इज सेव्ड विद दिस, सो इट इज़ वर्थ इट. सो डोंट निग्लेक्ट योर हेल्थ. जो सिम्टम है, बॉडी इज टेलिंग यू समथिंग, यू ट्राई टू अटेंड इट सीरियसली. अगर कोई 3 बजे कोई हॉस्पिटल जाता है तो उसको कुछ तो सीरियस हो रहा है, कोई ऐसे उठ के एसिडिटी के लिए नहीं जाएगा. तो ये वहम मत रखिए. मेडिकल फैटर्निटी इज देयर टू हेल्प यू. वहाँ पे कोई स्पेशलिस्ट नहीं रहा तो क्वालिफाइड डॉक्टर रहते हु आर backed by the specialist. जैसे कल की केस में ECG मुझे रिपोर्ट हुआ था, I reported and then asked him to get admitted. He unfortunately could not. So don't neglect your health, don't neglect the signs, and take correct actions.
Beautiful, sir. Thank you so much for giving this message loud and clear. And thanks to both of you once again for giving this time. And it was a really beautiful discussion, I think, where both the healer and the person who got healed are on the, together sharing their story. Looking forward to, having again with some other discussions on this podcast. Until then, this is Dr. Tushita signing off, Sahyadri Health Talks.